Fnaf 3 is probably my favorite Fnaf game out of them all, even though it's the most hated and most underrated one of them all. I still love it so much, so I'm gonna give my reasoning for it, using reasons like the lore of it, the gameplay, and the design alone.
Trailer.
Fnaf 3 takes place in a confusing time because sometimes it takes place 30 years after Freddy Fazbear's closed, or in other theories, it's open to 2023. It doesn't matter because until we confirm it, it's somewhere around the 2020s. And the reasoning for this book is Michael Afton, William Afton's son, has come to the Fazbear Frights pizza place to finally burn it down and kill his father, who is stuck in a rabbit suit he was spring locked in.
Some guy who helped design one of the buildings says it was like an extra room that got boarded up, or something like that. So we're gonna take a peek and see what we can find. You're not gonna believe this. We found one. A real one. Gotta go, man. Well, look, it's in there somewhere. I'm sure you'll see it. Okay, I'll leave you with some of this great audio that I found. Talk to you later, man.
After William Afton got spring-locked in the suits, they either didn't notice his ass or just did not give a fuck, and boarded him up in the safety room, leaving him for the next buyer of the place. For 50 years straight, that man sat there stinking, but eventually they unboarded it up and pulled him out thinking he's an animatronic and hanged him up for decoration. Of course, Michael works there, so they get in their little thing for 5 whole nights until Michael eventually burns that bitch down, supposedly killing Springtrap, but you know, he always comes back. And that's pretty much all we need to know. So now we're gonna get into gameplay. Fnaf 3 easily has the weirdest and unique gameplay out of all of them. Basically, you can play sounds of children laughing to get Springtrap away from your office, and not only that, you have a monitor in your vents, so you can shut doors so Springtrap can't come through your vents. But it gets even better, because you have to watch out for the phantom animatronics, which are ghosts or illusions that jump scare you when you look at them, which makes you have to restart your ventilation, audio cues, or camera quality. Fnaf 3's gameplay is noticeably way different than both of them. Fnaf 1, you have to focus on shutting doors and keeping the animatronics out. Number 2, you have to focus on keeping the puppet in its box and keeping the animatronics away from you by putting on a mask. In Fnaf 3, there are no doors in the pizzeria, so you have to use audio cues to keep Springtrap away from you, which makes it as different as it can be from the other games, making it such a unique game to play. Now we're gonna go into its horror. To make this horror work, we have to take it by the point of view that you, yes you, are the security guard in this place. The place around you has no security guards, so if there's any animatronics or robbers, you are fucked. And you have no notable weapons to use to defend yourself in that case. Later, as the nights go on, you realize that you are not alone in this place, as there is a 7-foot old animatronic trying to kill you. Even worse, it moves at unhuman speeds. The place you're at is constantly breaking down with moldy, grimy walls with a odd liquid to it. Disgusting vents that are wide open right next to you for that animatronic to crawl through and murder you. And note this shit, you get paid less than a McDonald's worker, so you literally have no reason to put effort into this. But now that there's a animatronic trying to kill you, you have to work like you're a coal miner, with icing on the cake. And for the icing on the cake, you have to constantly worry about shitting yourself because these ghosts or illusions keep jump scaring you, making you have to reboot all of your systems. Honestly, just making this game horrifying to be in. Especially trying to maintain Springtrap, staying out of your office, and having your heart pounding from all the jump scares and smelliness from the whole place. I would be shitting bricks the whole time, just showing how scary this game truly is. Five Nights at Freddy's, is this where you wanna be? I just don't get it. Fnaf 3 is known to have one of the best designed characters ever in Fnaf, Springtrap. Without Springtrap, Fnaf 3 would not be as good as a game as it is, because he literally brings around and connects all of the horror in that game. He holds that game together, and I will explain why his design is so well done. First, we have to speak about how he's the only character with a rotting corpse inside of him. And that's what makes him so cool, because every time he opens his mouth, or you can visibly see it on the outside of him, there is always this feeling and idea that there is a rotting corpse inside of him. Another reason I feel he is so scary is how humanoid he looks. In all the other games, there is no noticeably humanoid character. All of them are fat or chunky. You could say the puppet, but he's too skinny to be humanoid. Springtrap is literally looks humanoid. He's so tall. Also, he's 7 foot tall. The Phantom animatronics aren't too special though, because all of them are just recolored different, already existing animatronics. But I do like how he made them more withered and made them be missing some limbs. Yeah, this is just a short video on me yapping about why I love FNAF 3. It really wasn't supposed to be that long, but if you agree with me, subscribe, pretty please.